Two countries, completely different experiences. Portugal and Spain share a border, a similar climate, and some of the best food and wine in Europe. But as travel destinations, they could not be more different. Spain is big, bold, and impossible to miss. Portugal is smaller, quieter, and increasingly impossible to ignore. We are comparing both across 5 categories so you can decide which one deserves your next trip. Cities, beaches, food, and wine, cost, getting around, let's go. Cities are where these two countries make their strongest arguments, and both argue convincingly. Spain's cities are world-class and impossibly varied. Madrid is a capital city firing on all cylinders. The Prado Museum, Retiro Park, rooftop bars, and a nightlife scene that genuinely does not start until midnight. It is one of the great European capitals and endlessly rewarding. Barcelona is in a category of its own. Gaudi's Sagrada Familia and Park Güell, the Gothic Quarter, La Boqueria Market, Barceloneta Beach, 10 minutes from the city center. Barcelona combines architecture, food, beach, and culture in a way no other city in Europe does. And beyond the two giants, Spain keeps delivering. Seville has flamenco, the Alcazar of Seville, and orange trees lining every street. Granada has the Alhambra, one of the most breathtaking buildings on earth. San Sebastian has the best food culture of any city its size anywhere in the world. Spain's cities are varied, vibrant, and could fill multiple trips. Portugal's city offer is smaller but deeply compelling. Lisbon is one of Europe's most beautiful capitals. 7 hills, colorful tiled buildings, fado music drifting from Alfama doorways at night, and a creative energy that has made it one of the continent's most exciting cities of the last decade. Porto is grittier and more soulful. The Ribeira waterfront, port wine cellars across the Douro, the extraordinary São Bento train station covered in 20,000 hand-painted tiles. Porto rewards slow exploration more than almost any city in Europe. Beyond Lisbon and Porto, Coimbra, Portugal's great medieval university city. Don't forget Évora with its Roman temple and bone chapel are both worth a day each. Portugal has fewer cities than Spain, but what it has, it does exceptionally well. Cities verdict: Spain wins on variety and scale. Portugal wins on intimacy and value. If you want one unforgettable city, Portugal delivers. If you want multiple world-class cities in one trip, Spain is unmatched. Both countries have exceptional coastlines, but they deliver very different beach experiences. Spain's beach offer is enormous and enormously varied. The Costa del Sol in the south runs for 150 kilometers, nearly 95 miles, of Mediterranean coastline with reliable sunshine, warm water, and well-developed resort infrastructure. The Balearic Islands are the crown jewel. Mallorca has dramatic cliffs, hidden coves, and a sophisticated food scene that surprises first-time visitors. Ibiza is legendary for nightlife, but has quieter beaches on its northern coast that rival anything in the Mediterranean. Menorca is the undiscovered gem of the three. The Canary Islands offer year-round beach weather off the African coast. Lanzarote and Fuerteventura have volcanic landscapes unlike anywhere else in Europe. Costa Brava in the north is rugged, dramatic, and far less crowded than the south. Spain simply has more beach variety than almost any country in Europe. Portugal's beaches punch well above their weight. The Algarve in the south is world-class. Golden limestone cliffs, hidden sea caves, turquoise water, and beaches that regularly top European awards. Ponta da Piedade near Lagos is one of the most photographed coastal spots on the continent. The Silver Coast north of Lisbon is wilder, less developed, and popular with serious surfers. And the Costa Vicentina in the southwest is one of the last truly undeveloped Atlantic coastlines in Western Europe. And Portugal has 2 Atlantic island groups that Spain cannot match: Madeira and the Azores. Volcanic crater lakes, whale watching, dramatic cliffs, and landscapes that look nothing like anywhere else in Europe. Portugal's beaches are stunning, but the Atlantic water is noticeably cooler than Spain's Mediterranean coast. That same Atlantic exposure, though, produces some of the best surf in Europe. Beach verdict. Spain wins on variety, warmer water, and island options. Portugal wins on dramatic Atlantic scenery and fewer crowds. If warm, calm, Mediterranean water matters to you, Spain is the answer. This is the closest round of the comparison because both countries belong in the conversation for best food culture in Europe. Spanish food culture is extraordinary and extraordinarily diverse. Tapas in Madrid and Seville, Pintxos in San Sebastian, where a single street has more Michelin stars than most countries. Paella in Valencia, the only place where the real version exists. Jamón ibérico, the finest cured ham in the world. Churros with chocolate for breakfast. Gazpacho in the Andalusian heat. Spanish wine is world class. Rioja is one of the great red wine regions of the world. Ribera del Duero produces bold, age-worthy reds. Albarino from Galicia is one of Europe's finest whites. Cava is Spain's answer to champagne at a fraction of the price. Eating in Spain is a cultural event. Lunch is the main meal, taken late. Dinner starts at 9 p.m. The food is the social fabric of daily life. Portuguese food is honest, generous, and deeply underrated by the wider world. Pastel de nata, the perfect custard tart, is arguably the greatest baked good in Europe. Bacalhau, salt cod cooked 365 different ways. Francesinha in Porto, the most indulgent sandwich you will ever eat. Grilled sardines on a summer terrace with Vinho Verde. Portuguese wine is world class and still dramatically underpriced. Port wine, Vinho Verde, Douro Reds, Alentejo wines, a wine country that has been quietly outperforming its reputation for decades. At a local Tasca, dinner with wine rarely costs more than 20 euros per person. Eating in Portugal is an act of deliberate slowness. The long, unhurried lunch, simple seasonal food, shared at a table that nobody is in a hurry to leave. It is the antithesis of fast food, and that is the entire point. A genuine tie. Spain wins on variety and global fame. Portugal wins on value and the sheer joy of discovery. Both belong on any serious food lover's travel list. We have covered cities, beaches, and food. Cost and getting around are next, and that is where Portugal really surprises people. If you are finding this useful, hit subscribe. We post a new travel guide every week. Cost is where Portugal pulls ahead most clearly. Spain is affordable by Western European standards, but noticeably more expensive than Portugal. Budget travelers need $70 and $90 per day for a basic but comfortable experience. Mid-range at $150, $220 per day covers good hotels, restaurants, and activities. Barcelona and Madrid are the most expensive cities. Seville, Granada, and smaller cities are significantly cheaper. The Balearic Islands in peak summer are expensive by any standard. Portugal is the most affordable destination in Western Europe. Full stop. Budget travelers can have a genuinely rich experience on $55, $75 per day. Mid-range at $120, $180 per day feels luxurious. A dinner with wine at a local restaurant is $20 to $25 per person. Accommodation, transport, and entrance fees all cost less than comparable options in Spain. Cost verdict: Portugal wins clearly. For the same budget, you get a more comfortable experience in Portugal than in Spain. Portugal delivers roughly 20-30% more value for money across the board. Getting around efficiently is important in both countries, but they work very differently. Spain has one of the best high-speed rail networks in Europe. The AVE connects Madrid to Barcelona in under 3 hours, Madrid to Seville in 2.5 hours, and continues expanding every year. Domestic flights between major cities are cheap and frequent. The overnight Lusitania train also connects Madrid to Lisbon, directly worth knowing if you are combining both countries in one trip. The country is large. Spain is five times the size of Portugal, so transport planning matters more. In cities, metros in Madrid and Barcelona are excellent. Uber and local apps work everywhere. Portugal is small and easy to navigate. Lisbon to Porto by train takes under 3 hours. Lisbon to the Algarve takes 3 hours. The entire country is coverable in 10-14 days without ever feeling rushed. Renting a car is the best way to explore the Douro Valley, Alentejo, and smaller Algarve towns. Within Lisbon and Porto, most highlights are walkable or reachable by metro. Portugal is one of the easiest countries in Europe to navigate independently, even on a first trip. Getting around verdict. Spain wins for long distance rail infrastructure. Portugal wins for simplicity and ease. Portugal is easier for first-time visitors. Spain rewards travelers with more time. So, Portugal or Spain in 2026? Choose Portugal if you want the best value in Western Europe. You are visiting for the first time and want an easy, manageable trip. You love wine, food, and culture without the crowds. You want dramatic Atlantic beaches and scenery. You want to feel like you discovered somewhere before everyone else did. Choose Spain if you want maximum variety in one trip. World-class cities are your priority. Barcelona and Madrid are genuinely unmissable. Warm Mediterranean beaches and island hopping matter to you. You have 2 weeks or more and want to cover serious ground. You want the most celebrated food culture in Europe. There is no wrong answer here, but there is a right one for your specific trip. The ideal Iberian trip? Fly into Lisbon, spend a week in Portugal, take the overnight train to Madrid, or fly to Barcelona. Spend a week in Spain. You get the best of both countries, 2 completely different experiences and a trip you will be talking about for years. Direct transatlantic routes to both Lisbon and Madrid are expanding in 2026, and both countries still offer prices that will seem impossible to believe when you get home. If this helped you plan your Iberian trip, hit subscribe. We post new travel guides every week. Drop a comment below. Portugal or Spain, where are you going first? And watch our full Portugal travel guide if you have already made your choice. Link is on screen now. See you in the next one.